but I found that in the past it didn't, you know, typically it fires up and there's lots of questions. But we do have a question here from Donafan. Donafan. Familiar name, Donafan. I think we did a Q&A with you about a week or so ago. Okay, can you go through right microphone holding and how that impacts on the microphone sound capture? Great question. And it's also good that I happen to be holding on to the Electro-Voice, what is this, the PR80? Electro-Voice PR80. EV, another really awesome mic company. All right, so Donafan has a great question, and it is, can you go through right microphone holding and how that impacts the microphone sound capture? That's a great question. Especially, it's a good question for me because a lot of you may have noticed that I hold the microphone sort of in a weird way, okay? And so we'll just go through that. There are 3 ways to hold the microphone. And by the way, there is a lesson inside the full course program where I go over this, okay? The first way to hold the microphone is, I have a name for it. It's called the Rotten, all right? It's named after Johnny Rotten from the Sex Pistols. He's was a lead singer for a punk band, okay? And the Rotten looks like this. All right, and this is what you typically see. You see people kind of hunker down on the microphone, they're gripping real hard like this, and I don't like it, okay? I'm not advocating it. Now, it's not a super big, show-stopping, big deal, but pay close attention, all right? Don't do the Rotten. Why? Because the Rotten tends to make people sort of squeeze down and really give it hell. And if you do that, what happens is you end up getting a lot of tension creep that comes up the arm, into the trapezoids, and into the neck, and now all of this extrinsic strain is impacting the intrinsic musculature you need to sing freely. Okay, it's a problem. It's a problem. Also, the Rotten. To do the Rotten, you're typically going to break your wrist like this, and that also adds to the tension creep. And in my opinion, as far as holding the mic like this is concerned, I think it looks amateurish. I mean, that just looks really like, you know, 8th grade garage band, you know, and so that's why I don't like it. I don't advocate it, okay? So what do I advocate? Advocate 2 other grips that are explained in the course, and I guess I'll explain to you right now. The second grip that I advocate is called the rack. This is the rack, all right? Do you see how the microphone is suspended between my thumb and my pinky? Sort of like holding a burrito, all right? The rack is lovely because, one, it looks nice. It looks sort of like there's some finesse and some poise to the grip, okay? 2, the rack doesn't make you hold down, hunker down, and you don't break the wrist. You don't break your wrist, okay? So it's sort of goes like this, you see? You put your pinky underneath, and you sort of brace the thumb here against this little band that's on most microphones, and you have the rack, okay? Right. The third grip that I advocate, which is a little bit controversial with some people that are anal about mic and live sound, and I'll address that, is the grip that I use. You'll see me using it in every demonstration video that I've ever produced, and that is this grip right here, okay? This is called the cradle. The cradle. This is the cradle grip, all right? All right. I see some likies and some wows coming up. If you use the cradle grip, give it a pokey like. Cradle grip holders revealed. Cradle grip holders, give it a pokey like. I love the cradle grip, okay? The cradle grip basically looks again like this. How do you get into the cradle grip? Put your mic hand out, put the microphone in between your pinky and your ring finger, all right? Bring the other 3 fingers together. Bring it up against the grill. Don't get on top. Don't do that. That'll make people very nervous. Just right up against the top right here. And with your thumb, You kind of feel like you want to put the thumb underneath. Okay, it's okay, but it's a wonky grip that way. Put the thumb over the top. You see, not underneath, but over the top. So in the end, this is sort of what you get. This is the cradle grip. Cradle grip. The cradle grip is fantastic. The benefits of the cradle grip is it's super, super comfortable. It doesn't look like it would be comfortable, but it is really super comfortable. It's kind of like a golf grip. You know, when you first get into a wonky golf grip, it's like, wow, is this really gonna, am I really gonna get used to this? And then after a while, you get used to it and you find out, oh yeah, this totally makes sense, all right? So that's a cradle grip. I find it to be comfortable, especially if you have a microphone like this EV-PR80 that has a thin shank, okay? The TC Helicon microphone has a thin shank. Audix microphones have thin shanks, and there's other microphones that you could find that have thin shanks. So as far as mics are concerned, if, one of the cool things that you want to see in a handheld live mic, in my opinion, is a thin hourglass shape. Why? Because it's really great for the cradle grip, okay? So it's comfortable. The other thing I like about the cradle grip is the fact that because it's sort of partially, this is key, pay close attention, it partially cups the diaphragm. Now we do have some ventilation. It's got about 50% ventilation, but about 50% of the diaphragm is covered. You end up getting a little bit of extra boom, a little bit of boom, a little extra woo, 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 a little bit of extra low end boost, all right? And again, I like that. I like getting a little extra boom behind my voice. It's a little bit of mojo behind the signal, okay? And in a sense, it's a partially cupped grip. We call this cupping, okay? But it's only partially cupped. Now, I mentioned controversy before. I've been called out a couple times by live people because they're very concerned about the fact that because the cupping covers the diaphragm, that perhaps that would create feedback issues, all right? But the truth is, it really doesn't. Why? Why does it not create feedback issues? Because it's only partially cupped, all right? There's plenty of ventilation right here. And I can tell you, I've been using this grip for 20 years, every day in this studio and singing live and doing recordings and all of that. And jamming with bands in really cramped, noisy rooms. And I've never received feedback because of the grip, because of this grip. So in my opinion, it's perfectly fine. Now, the other reason why I like it, and this is not super important, but I'm just gonna be completely honest with you, it looks cool, all right? It just looks sort of cool. But that's not super important. I just thought I'd throw that in there. The main reason is, the way I use it is because, one, it's comfortable, and I like the additional boominess I get from the partially cupped configuration. All right, let's review. We've got 3 mic grips. We've got the rotten, which most people do. I don't like it because it breaks the wrist and it makes people hunker down and create tension creep. Okay, we have what I do recommend, the rack, where you put the finger under, pinky underneath, thumb on top, over here like this, and you sort of hold it like a burrito. Okay, and it looks really elegant and professional. And then you have the cradle grip, which is a partially cupped position like this, super comfortable, and adds a little extra boom, boom, boom. You might say that the cradle grip is, you know, because you get that low end boom, it's good for rock, metal, okay? Something like this might be a little bit, you know, might be the choice for jazz and sort of softer genres. Okay, cool. You are welcome down to Fawn. Hey, if you like the video, subscribe and click the little notification bell thing. And go out to our Facebook group. Go to the Vocalist Studio Facebook group. It's awesome, exploding with activity and community. Thanks for watching.